Well, there's constant breaking news in the world of Arsenal because as Granit Xhaka nears the exit door at Arsenal after, what, 6-7 years at the club, Arsenal might have their replacement, Declan Rice, coming through the door quite quickly. Of course, there is still a lot of work to do, but Fabrizio Romano has said that Arsenal are preparing their first proposal for who Nicky on West Ham Fan TV called a world-class midfielder, and I think he's certainly a player we're all really excited about. Robbie, this is not slowing down. Every day, more news on the midfield front. It's not just the incomings, it's the outgoings. Arsenal are working quickly. Yeah, they're working very quickly. I mean, we heard that news earlier on in the week about Granit Xhaka and the fact that, you know, it looks like he'll be heading out to Bayer Leverkusen. Mikel Arteta in his press conference today asked about Granit Xhaka, saying that he's a great player, he's how long he's been here, and you know, but he did not say that he's not leaving. That for me is pointing to the fact that, you know, he's definitely going to go. I think he's got about a year left. Yeah. And it looks like Granit Xhaka's on his way out. And if Granit Xhaka goes, it is so obvious that they have to replace him. He's been, as again, Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, he's played nearly every minute of the season. So who's that replacement's going to be? It looks like it's going to be Declan Rice. And it'd be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. Now, Arsenal preparing their, you know, their bid and getting everything ready to get this deal done is no surprise. No doubt there's been conversations already between the parties. And that's why Arsenal seems so confident of getting this one done. Yeah. And I think it would be a brilliant signing for Arsenal. You know, I mean, he brings leadership qualities. He can play as a number 6 and number 8. You know, I mean, he's just an exceptional player. He can drop into defence. You know, we've seen how many times this season we've been caught out in transition. You know, England international, like one of England's best players. I think this will be an incredible signing. And like you said, Nicky, I remember Nicky from West Ham Fan TV, when we spoke to him when we was playing West Ham, we did a video and we spoke about, and I urge you guys to go and watch that video. Let's put a link in the description, where Nicky, the West Ham fan, was talking about all the attributes of Declan Rice and how good he'd be. And I think Arsenal here, it will be great business if they get this done. And it's exciting, looking ahead to this summer. It's very exciting. Arsenal, I mean, you've done Transfer Daily for how many years? You know that Arsenal could be very slow to do business. So this is, you know, we've still got 2 games to go. There's still 180 minutes of football left to be played. Yet Arsenal seem to be on the pulse, trying to get ahead with some of this stuff. Well, listen, we've got to now start acting like how we should have been acting years ago, which is, you know, when you're going to go and get these big transfers done, you can't be hanging around waiting until the last day of the season. You've got to go and get these, the last day of the transfer window, should I say. You've got to get these transfers done early. These are a lot of negotiations around these type of deals. But I think the fact that Arsenal are in the Champions League makes these deals possible, because we know they've got the money. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you look at some of the recent deals they've tried to do, they tried to get Rafinha last year, they tried to get Mudryk in January, that would have been 88 million. Vlahovic. Then they changed to Caicedo, Vlahovic. You know, I know none of those deals got pulled off, but they're all major money deals. So we know they've got the money, but one of the things we've lacked in seasons gone by is we do not have Champions League football to offer. And a player like Declan Rice doesn't want to play in the Europa League. Caicedo, who's another target, doesn't want to play in the Europa League. They want to step up and play in the Champions League. And we can offer that now, as well as the money and the wages. And it's an exciting project. When you look at Arsenal, lots of young players, very, very exciting team, mega support around the world and in the UK. It's an exciting prospect. So, you know, for once now, we are starting to operate how we want to see Arsenal operate. And if they can get these signings in, maybe we can close that gap. Yeah, I completely and utterly agree. You mentioned the Caicedo links. Let's break down a little bit more of what Romano said, though, because he said depending on outgoings, Arsenal could be looking at 2 midfielders. Now, I feel like the Xhaka exit goes hand in hand with 2 midfielders coming in. I would be amazed if Arteta thought that to close the gap on City, it's enough to just say, yeah, Xhaka goes, Rice comes in, and that's enough of an upgrade. I think the squad needed both. So, and then you still need sort of long-term cover for Thomas Partey. We know that Jorginho has done well, but is he the long-term answer? And then he's got his knee problem. So really, I was going to get 2 midfielders with Xhaka. And we've got the Champions League.
And Champions League,
to compete on.
I've said it so many times, Champions League's not, you know, right from the very first game, you've got to have a full team in that. You can't be playing, you know, wheeling out the kids and academy players and stuff like that. That's a serious competition from the get-go. So it's very important that we have a strong squad. You know, one of the things, right, when I look at Manchester City, one of the reasons why they're going to win this league, right, is their ability to rotate. And I don't mean rotating on injuries. I mean rotating without an injury.
Yeah.
Right, so they can say to, I don't know, they can say to Grealish or, you know, one of the other wide players, Bernardo Silva, take a rest.
Yeah,
you've been giving it all for the last, you know, take a little rest now. We're going to rotate you out, even though you're not injured. Just give you a bit of rest and refreshing, and we're bringing in Foden and we're bringing in Mahrez, right? And then when they have a bit burnt out, you bring that. We have not had the ability to do that this season. We've got, like, Jack has to play every single game. Saka has to play every single game. You know what I mean? And then we get games now where we can clearly see Saka is starting to look like he's running a bit on empty. Ben White's running a bit on empty, but we can't really take him out because the drop-off's so big. So getting the squad right for the next season is so important, especially with the Champions League.
That's why I take heart in what Romano said in that bit of the tweet where he said that depending on outgoings, there could be 2 midfielders coming. I'm hoping he means that the Granit Xhaka, you know, it could be Xhaka out, Rice, Caicedo in. I know that sounds very ambitious, and Edu is actually yet to get a kind of £70 million deal over the line at Arsenal. I don't think we've spent more than 50 million on a player, that being Ben White. So it'll be very interesting if Arsenal can do 2 really big bits of business on very versatile midfielders that can help in a lot of areas, because, as you said, the squad needs it. We need to be able to rotate quite comfortably. Another thing he said in that tweet, I'm trying to remember right now, yes, he was talking about the fact that Arsenal won't actually start the negotiations till June with West Ham, out of respect, he said, which I think is interesting because we know they've gone far in the Conference League. They got to the final. And I think Arsenal, with the reports that the opening bid is going to be about 92 million, lots of other reports suggesting that that's where Arsenal's first package is going to kind of amount to, about 92 million. Sounds like Arsenal are trying to almost approach West Ham in a, look, we're not here to take the mick. You value him at 100 million. We're not just going to throw 70 and hope it's enough. We'll come close to your valuation. We'll wait till your season's over because you've got a lot of big stuff you're playing for. And let's do serious business. It feels like Arsenal are trying to really approach it quite respectfully in a way that West Ham would probably appreciate.
Listen, it's a delicate deal. And the last thing you want to do is go and piss off, you know, the club that you're dealing with by, you know, destabilising their captain just before a final. You know, it's the right approach by Arsenal. Let West Ham get the final out of the way. You know, maybe they win it, and you know, Declan Rice gets to leave a hero. You know, and the fans, you know, thank him and say, listen, we understand why you're going because now you want to go and play in the Champions League. But I think it would be disastrous for Arsenal if they started going there and putting in little low bids and things like that and destabilising that West Ham camp before that game, and then really annoying the hierarchy who then say, you know what, we don't even want to deal with these guys, we'll deal with someone else. There's a lot of things around negotiations, not just having the amount of money that the team is requesting, it's about how you do business as well. And certainly Arsenal, that's the right approach when it comes to getting this done with Declan Rice. Definitely.
Agreed. Other bits of news around Arsenal, and Fabrizio Romano has been right on the pulse with it. Fair play to him. He's got the Granit Xhaka news that Xhaka is in very, very advanced stages with a move. They're talking about 13 to 15 million euros. Do you think that could be announced by that final home game against Wolves? I think to give him a send-off maybe as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's possible, and that would be a nice touch. He's had some tough times at Arsenal, but I think over the last 2 seasons he's been excellent. I've loved his mindset this season, and it's a shame that he's not going to leave with a you know Premier League medal. You know, I mean, he's given everything this season. So I think that'd be a nice touch. You know, that's a great shout. That could be announced before then.
I think it will pick up the pace because of that. Charlie Patino, we know, is looking for a permanent move as well, but Romano says that Arsenal are looking to put a buyback clause in there because they recognise his potential.
Yeah, great young player. That midfield area is very congested with a lot of top players at the moment. But listen, I'd love to see. I wanted Charlie Patino to really stay this season, but I guess he wants game time himself. You know what I mean? He's just played a full season with Blackpool. So that'd be a sensible thing for Arsenal to do, so that, you know, they can get him back if he goes somewhere and really does well.
Yeah, I do wonder how concrete it is that he's definitely on his way. If Xhaka leaves and actually maybe there's a spot, a left-footed 8 who's quite complete, I think maybe there's room from there. But
I really like him.
Yeah, I like him too. We'll see what happens. Of course, we'll keep you all up to date on AFTV. And the final bit of breaking news that we have had today, amongst all the Arteta press conference stuff as well, which is interesting. We know that Martinelli and Zinchenko are out for the season, though we did kind of expect that to happen. So apparently, there's a new dog at London Colney. Arteta's new dog. There's a new dog, a Labrador. And Mikel Arteta's signed him. They poked fun at it in the report, but brought him in to lift the spirits.
Do what? What's the dog going to do?
I don't know. I don't know. One-on-one training with. I don't know. I'm not sure how.
Well, what's the dog called?
Win. The dog's called Win.
Win.
Yeah. The dog. Yeah. I forgot that bit. The dog's called Win.
I think this is another one of
Is this like Anfield and the speakers?
Yeah, the speakers.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what, right? On the one aspect, you think, what's with all these crackpot ideas? I mean, I don't know what the reason behind it is. But then, on the other hand, you say to yourself, well, I admire Mikel Arteta with these little, he's trying to there's margins in football and any little thing he can do but why a dog?
Well, so the report says that apparently
take it for walks.
Apparently, research has shown that dogs can have a very kind of calming, aura about them today, and that they will help ease stress, and that the players will benefit from having a dog around. And his name is Win, and he's just going to lift the spirits.
So after the Brighton game, they go and stroke it.
Well, I don't know.
Ease the stress.
I don't know if he's in the changing room.
If I was that dog after the Brighton game, I'd be like, and bit their hands.
Imagine
a dog.
Yeah, well, yeah, they've got. But look, Fabregas has spoken about this before. He said that he's been at London Colney in the last few months, and he's seen the way Arteta's completely transformed the place. Remember, it was only 10, 11 years ago that Arteta was there. Sorry, that Fabregas was there. Would have known the place very well. Arteta's returned it around. Apparently, he's got an empty trophy cabinet that's for when they win the Premier League. It's there to remind them, you need to fill that cabinet with the title. So he's done a lot of these things that, positive messages. You see what they put in away dressing rooms with the text everywhere. And, he's trying to just constantly have the right messages. I don't mind it. I'd be happy if I went to work every day and there's a dog. Could we get a dog?
Dog here?
Yeah, let's get a dog. Let's get this.
Are you going to walk it? Are you going to clean up the mess? Are you going to,
I mean, we can figure that out. We can come up with a rota. But
what will you call it?
I don't know. Names, let us know.
We need a name for the dog. Ty. That's we could call it Ty. It could be a little sausage dog or a poodle.
You can't call it Ty.
If it was Ty, them little dogs are always biting at you. That'd be... Oh my God, a dog. All right, Mikel, listen, I trust in what he does, right? All these little things. If he's saying a dog works, then get the dog in. Let Saliba take it for a walk. That can help aid his back, posture, and I don't know.
Fair point. By the way, they're saying that Saliba could be back from about July as well. So there's lots going on in the Arsenal world. So that's your thoughts on everything that we have discussed, from Patino to Xhaka to Declan Rice to how quick Arsenal are operating in the transfer window to the new dog to Saliba, Zinchenko and Martinelli's injuries as well. Get in the comments section, let us know your thoughts. Hit the like button if you're enjoying these breaking news videos as they're coming out. We're trying to keep you up to date with everything that's happening on AFTV as and when it happens in the world of Arsenal. And download the AFTV Plus app as well. We can get plenty more news and all the videos uploaded there as well. All right, we'll see you very soon. Many thanks.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.